Hey, Shalom Makia. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rachak Kodash. Double honors unto the elders, Apostle of Great Millstone, the elders of Great Millstone, of course. Peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect, the sincere servants of Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, surround in truth and sincerity. So yeah, man, it's coming back with another lesson to the Spirit. This lesson is going to be about this, the charagma, which is the Greek word charagma. That's a Greek word, which goes into the word mark inside of Revelation 13 and 16, which speaks about the mark of the beast. And what it's, everybody wonders, what this mark is inside of Revelation 13 and 16, that Esau, the physical counterpart of Satan, will try to put upon all people. Because when we read it right here, Revelation 13 and 16, and he calls it all, or let's start at verse 15. And he had power to give on life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and that as many as will not worship the image of the beast shall be killed. And the image of the beast is simply Esau, so-called white man. That's simply his system. Which Babylon, you look at, the image of the beast, which of course, the beast is the NATO and the EU, which are all Edomite ran nations, so-called white man nations. And no, not all so-called white people are Edomites. But we know the majority of them are. Just because you have, because you got imbecile so-called Christians that come on my comment board, say, oh, it's not about this, it's not about white or black. Acting like they haven't heard these breakdowns yet. But that's okay, man. A lot of them are just scoffing, being demons. But to stay on point, man, it says, Revelation 13 and 16, he have power to give on life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast shall be killed. And the image of the beast represents Esau's, his laws, his guidelines that he's coming with, his system. There's gonna be a point where he's gonna put all these mandates, or these mandates out here, these new laws in effect. And these new laws that will go in effect will go against literally what the Lord commands us to do, which is to serve him. And that main law that Esau is going to put out is going to be this. Next verse, Revelation 13 to 16. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. So look, he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that mark, and he's going to cause everybody, man, because Esau wants full control. And when we look up, we obviously understand that mark, when you go into the Greek, it's a Greek word charagma, and we're going to go into that, which means a physical incision. It's something physical, something that's carved within the skin. A physical stamp. So when you look up mark of the beast, RFID, CHIP, I got to say it like that, or else, YouTube. But when you look that up, and a lot of people already know, man. When you look it up, this is what the MOTB is, man. And we know we're right around the corner where they're about to mandate it. And yeah, could it be by the time they mandate it? Could it be even smaller? Yeah. But we understand that the MOTB is a small, tiny little computer device, which is right here. You see it before your eyes, man. An RFID implant. It says verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Exactly. So it's going to come to a point where you won't even be able to buy or sell. You won't be able to go to the store. You won't be able to pay your bills. You won't be able to do nothing, man. You won't be able to pay or sell a single thing within society. Basically meaning that you won't be a part of this society. You're going to be an outcast. Either you're going to be outcast or Esau is going to try to capture you and tempt you with death, if you don't take that. At the end of the day, the Lord will reserve his servants, the elect of the nation of Israel, the elect Israelites. The Lord will reserve them to resist the MOTB, this mark, whether or not they have to die or not, die an honorable death in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. The Lord's going to put a spirit on them to do that. So again, Revelation 13-17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And you might ask, okay, so what's the number of his name? Which we already know, obviously, what the number of the name is. But in case you don't, verse 18, Revelation 13-18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666. And 60 is another word for 60. So it's literally 666. So we know Esau uses that number a lot, man, within society. That's a highly used, or literally, man, that's what Esau uses within society, man. You see these company logos, they have that number. They have that number, 666. And you see right here, I got this picture. When you look at the barcode, as you see right here, this photo I got pulled up, you see them 3 lines that are kind of longer than the other ones. Those 3 lines represent 6. And every single barcode, you have that. See, a typical barcode. That's what you have, man. You see certain movies, that number be included because Esau be throwing it out there, man. That's a number. That's his number. That's a number of the beast, man. So when we go into the word mark, it's the Greek word charagma, which means, what does it mean? It says a stamp and then printed mark. It says of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist, as it says. And the Antichrist is not just one person. The Antichrist is simply anyone who's against Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. Anyone who's against Yahushai, and that's simply if you don't follow, if literally, man, if you don't follow after the truth, obviously, if you're wicked, which the majority of the people in this world are wicked. Obviously, the heathen are wicked, but you got 2/3 of the nation of Israel that are wicked. So simply, if you're not of the elect of the nation of Israel, then ultimately you are an antichrist. Because only the elect of the nation of Israel will actually follow after Yahweh Bashim Yahushai in truth and sincerity, and be 100% for the Lord. They won't be lacking in the eyes of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and of course through the blood of Yahushai. So also it says a scratch or etching. It says as a badge, then it also says stamp as a badge of servitude. We get the word for etching. It says what? Cut or carve on a surface. It says engrave metal, glass, or stone by coating it with a protective layer, drawing on it with a needle. Exactly. But what? It says cut or carve on a surface. The action or process of etching something. It also says what? You got the word scratch. Verb. Score or mark the surface of something with a sharp or pointed object. And we know you got some people saying, oh, the MOTB is something spiritual. Oh, the MOTB is blah, blah, blah. The MOTB is sleeping with a white woman. You literally had someone say that. I'm not even making that up. But actually, when you actually do the research, when you literally, go deep into the word mark, charagma, it's something physical. It's obviously something physical, man. And Esau doesn't deal concerning, the masses and, basically implementing things within society so the masses basically adopt this thing. Esau's gonna deal physically, man. It's not like, you got some guys are saying, oh, it's sin. The mark is simply just sin, which obviously taking the mark is a sin. But these guys are saying it, oh, it's sin, like, basically you have a piece of sin in your hand. You can buy. Nah, man, that's not what it means. Like, you have a ball of sin cupped within your hands and you can buy or something. Nah, man, that makes no sense. Obviously, taking the mark is a sin. Taking the mark of the beast is a sin. But it's not just, sin. Well, like, how these guys say it is. The mark of the beast is the RFID implant. And you see it right here, these photos I got, man. As you can see, man, etching, it's an etching. Like when you etch something, you're like what I just read, cut or carve on the surface, and it's going to go through the surface of your skin. And Esau is going to use that to do full tracking. Because ultimately, we know this device, this device, man, it got power for ultimate control. We know them, you already know them, that juicy juice. You already know what I mean by that. That actually had nanobots within it. I believe that's one of the basically the research that came out. So we know that's going to be able to connect with this. So there you have it, man. We know, again, the mark is something physical. So going back to Revelation 13 and 16. So that right there is a mark. And we know there's a judgment written for those that take the mark. And we can read it real quick in Revelation 14. Ultimately, you're going to be destroyed by nuclear fire, because we know World War III is prophesied in the scriptures. And if you're an Israelite and you take that MOTB, the Lord is going to leave you for that second death, man, which is that nuclear destruction that's going to occur on the earth. And obviously, America, which is Babylon the Great, according to the scriptures, will be destroyed 100% by that nuclear fire. So Revelation 14 and 9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his right or in his hand. So again, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead, yeah, so you completely bow down to Esau's laws and his system, which his system will mandate the MOTB. So if you receive it in your forehead, in your hand, or it could be wherever, man. It doesn't have to only be your forehead or your hand. Literally, if you put it anywhere within your body, then you receive that mark, man. Then that counts as you receiving the mark. Verse 10, this is the judgment. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Now, fire and brimstone is going to be that nuclear destruction, man. And we know Yahweh Shai will come back. It says in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Exactly. So you're going to be tormented with fire and brimstone. We know Yahweh Shai will come back to save his elect. The Lord will beam up his elect. And anyone else who isn't of the elect of the nation of Israel, the Lord will leave down here to die. Or if you're a heathen, or simply if you're an Israelite and the Lord doesn't save you, then you're going to die. You're going to die. The Lord's going to put you to death. Whether it be by the nuclear fire or you die within Jacob's trouble. And we know there's a second death prophesied. And that second death is going to be that nuclear destruction. So again, man, the mark. And a huge part I forgot is that this MOTB obviously is going to have, or it literally has the ability to make digital transactions. That's why they're prepping you with the Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, and all these digital payment methods, because that's all preparation for this implantable device that they want to put in your skin, put in your body. We know with this thing, man, Esau is going to have he's going to have mass monitoring and control over you, man. There's no coincidence why Esau's setting up these 5, Gen towers. It's no coincidence. Because those towers are going to be able to connect to this thing, man. Going to the research, they say how your body heat can power this thing. So, hey, ultimately, that's why we repent. Or that's why, of course, you're supposed to repent. For you Israelites out there, you're supposed to repent, come back unto the Lord, and pray that you be kept from the hour of temptation. Because the scriptures speak about the hour of temptation, Revelation 3 and 10. Revelation 3:10, and this is red letter right here. Because thou hast kept, so this is Yahweh Shai speaking. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Exactly. So for those who keep the word of the Lord's patience, for those who keep this truth and do the Lord's will, serve the Lord in 100% truth and sincerity, and do his will, keep his laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability, those are going to be the same ones who the Lord keeps from the hour of temptation. Because the elect of the nation of Israel will do that. They're going to serve the Lord and do his will according to that's how he said to do it. It says, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. The hour of temptation is going to be when the MOTB is mandated. Esau will make it come upon all the world. Again, he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So that right there is going to be the hour of temptation, man. Everybody, man, is going to know that that's the MOTB. But again, you won't be able to buy or sell. You won't be able to buy or sell. You won't be able to be a part of this society. So a lot of these people, man, they won't be able to eat. Obviously, for the Israelites that don't have faith in the Lord, they're gonna succumb to Esau's trick, man. Esau's trickery. Because again, you got 2/3 of the nation of Israel that won't have faith in the Lord, and they're gonna give in to Esau. Because again, the hour of temptation is gonna be when the MOTB is mandated, so you won't be able to buy or sell. So you won't be able to go to the restaurant. You won't be able to have your job, pay your bills. You won't be able to, go to the gym or do whatever extra, any activity. You won't be able to be a part of the society. And that right there is going to be a lot of people won't be able to beat that temptation. Only the Lord will only reserve the elect to resist that temptation. And yeah, you might have some, for example, you might have some Edomites. They got their, things going for themselves. They got doomsday prep, and they got their farm, or they got their backup plan or whatever. But anyways, they're not going to receive salvation. If you're not of the elect of the nation of Israel, you won't receive salvation. So at the end of the day, the Lord's going to keep those 100%. The Lord's going to keep the elect of the nation of Israel from the hour of temptation. But yeah, man, I believe that's the point. Here is a mark. If you've been wondering what the mark, the MOTB is, it's this implantable device right here that will become the norm. It's going to be, because we know this society is moving towards a fully digital currency, CBDCs. And this will be that main thing that revolves around that CBDC, man, because that would be the payment method. That would be the new payment method, and it will only be the payment method in this near upcoming digital society, man, digital currency. Or this society ran off of 100% digital currency, CBDCs. So, Lord's will, you will let us that edified Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai B'Shem HaKakwadash Barakathum Shalom.